Welcome to part 2 of Mega Man 7. And I pretty much forgot about the item that I was supposed to get, or rather couldn't get it because I didn't make the jump correctly. And I'm going to get that now. However, I just want to address, sorry that I'm late because, well, I overslept after coming home from work. And more importantly, there was an audio issue that happened in the part, which is also something that actually happened. But nonetheless, we happen to get the Rush Search, and the Rush Search will be used to search for other items, specifically in Turbo Man stage. So yeah, there is that. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, before we actually go to Burst Man, we have a shop we need to go to. Now, see, in the Anniversary Collection, all you had to do was press the Z button for the GameCube or the select button for the PlayStation and Xbox, respectively. And when you do press that button, you'll be here in Otto's shop. Now, Otto will be telling you something about the fact that he lost an important lug nut that happens to be, or an important screw actually, that happens to be somewhere in one of the stages. I'll give you a good hint. It's in Springman stage. And unfortunately, we're going to have to wait until we clear off these 4 Robot Masters before we actually could gain access to Springman's level. And there are some things that we also need, like for instance the E-tanks, the weapons tank, 1-ups. You can't really get beat even though it's for sale, not until you actually meet a certain condition, and that condition would have to be using Scorch Wheel in Slash Man stage. But the biggest thing we needed to get is the exit, which if you beat a stage, you can use the exit permanently to leave a stage. Unfortunately, I don't have the screws for it, or the bolts for it. So nonetheless, we're starting off in Burst Man stage. Now, Burst Man stage is full of explosives. I mean, it's kind of obvious because that's what Burst is all about. Well, that and the fact that there's bubbles involved too. It's a water level, ladies and gentlemen, filled to the brim with spikes. Yeah, I told you Mega Man 7 was pretty hard. Yeah, and I do make mistakes in this game. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I make some rookie mistakes. But the one thing that I do is at least get some of the weapons, if not all of them, whether I backtrack for them or not. There's one person's weapon in particular I don't want to get, but I have to show that off anyway, unless something happens where I can't. And that would happen to be getting the Proto Shield. I really don't want to get that weapon. That weapon is, how should I put it, trash. But what isn't trash is the fact that we are going through this watery area. Yeah, I know it's trash to other people who hate water levels, but if you know how to control your jump like in the original Mega Man games, you'll be able to actually go through the section no problem. And as for the crab, just simply waylay on it with the regular pellets instead of using the Buster Shot. And if there's anything that drops, immediately slide on the ground and try to get them. And also be careful because this type of water actually carries you up as opposed to just increasing the height of your jump like in normal Mega Man games past Mega Man 2. So you're gonna have to be careful when the water is actually rising, because if you go too far, of course there's gonna be spikes there. So this is something that needs to be mentioned. You may run into spikes in this level, and it is strewn throughout the level. And not to mention the rising and falling water. But if there is one thing that actually makes its triumphant return, And by triumphant, I mean we really don't need this here. It's the Yoku blocks. Thankfully, that's... Oh, well, I would say thankfully that's the only time we see them, but unfortunately, that's not the case. Alright. We're gonna try to jump to a different area, or we could try to restart the pack. Or we could just die. Great. Alright, let's try this again. Alright. We'll just wait till the blocks actually appear one after the other. Oh man, I almost did it too. I just seriously hate Yoku blocks. Alright, we almost got it. And that's it. We beat the halfway point of the game, actually. Well, not the halfway point of the game, the halfway point of the stage. Why did I say the halfway point of the game? We're nowhere near the halfway point yet. Alright. In the halfway point of the stage, there's going to be rising and lowering water, and in this water, again, you can float. You could definitely use this water to your advantage because that's how you're going to get the rush coil. It's better to try to use the water as opposed to the... Oh wait, that's the rush coil, that's the rush part. That's right, for the super adapter. But as I was saying, it's better for you to actually use the water as opposed to the rush jet, because the water will give you a stronger height than what the rush... Why did I say rush jet? I meant the rush coil, because we haven't gotten the rush jet yet. That's not going to be until we get to Junkman. But anyway, you gotta use the bubbles because it's more reliable than the rush coil. Even the rush coil can give you some height. Whatever the case, we're at the home stretch. All we have to do is just play the waiting game. Wait for this water to go down, and wait for the water to come back up so we can get through the rest of this level without touching the spikes. And that's pretty much all it is about this level. I may sound a little bored, but I'm actually pretty damn tired coming home from work. So yeah, there's that. But we're almost done. And here's the thing. The Robot Master we're about to face actually is one of those Robot Masters that have two weaknesses. And that is Burstman. Turns out his weakness is actually the Freeze Cracker, but his official weakness is Scorch Wheel. And the reason why I'm firing the Freeze Cracker as fast as I humanly possibly can, look at the top of the screen. There are spikes. If the Danger Wrap catches you and you don't shoot out of it quickly, well, you're gonna be killed. So yeah, there's that. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we've beaten Burstman. He's actually pretty easy once you actually blast through all of his Danger Wrap. And because we beat him, that's exactly what we get. The Danger Wrap, which will encase enemies into bubbles and will explode on contact. The thing about the Danger Wrap, it is completely and highly inaccurate unless you jump. That is not really a good move. I forgot to mention that this game has one of the poorest loadouts in the entirety of the Mega Man franchise, as well as Mega Man 5, but this one's actually the worst. Well, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we have the weakness of Cloudman. We might as well go after him. I mean, I did say we're gonna go after him in this part, did I not? Alright, Cloudman, he's sort of a special case, because there's two secrets to get here. And the only way to get the first secret, actually, we may have to manipulate the weather. This stage may look familiar to you, and it should be familiar to everyone who's played Mega Man 2, because that's exactly what this is. Except for the bird-like creatures here. It is almost exactly like Airman stage from Mega Man 2. Oh yeah, and by the way, you needed to use the freeze cracker to activate the rain in Cloudman stage. So then you could use the freeze cracker again in the second part to make it freeze. Although I did not mean to fall into a cliff earlier, still I'm going to try to make the rain freeze so it'll end up snowing, and on top of that, we will end up having the final. No, actually, we'll have the third rush level. We don't have the final letter just yet. That's right. We only have like 3 letters. Well, we're going to have 3 letters so far, and the 4th one is going to be in Jumpman stage. But yes, the rush letter is one of the secrets, and again, you had to use the what was it? Oh yes, you had to use the freeze cracker to get it. So everything is snowing, and nothing is actually freezing or anything like that, but at the same time, this particular area, I would say, used to rain, and if the rain would have kept going, it would have eventually knocked you off of the cliff. The snow actually made sure you stayed at least solid on the ground. Granted, it doesn't give your jump any like the rain does, and that's a good thing, at least. So I think we're coming into the home stretch. All we need to do is just... oh wait, we're not even at the home stretch yet. Not until we get the Proto Man first. Alright, let's just wait for the rotating platform. Alright, we got it. And now let's wait for the last one. Oh god, that knockback would have killed me right there. Oh, and by the way, if I'm not mistaken, these clouds used to have enemies in them. So it's not completely like Mega Man 7, but still, Mega Man 2, sorry. But still, normally those cloud monsters actually have enemies. And speaking of monsters returning from Mega Man 2, those PP that actually showed up and started attacking me. Now it's time for us to use the Rush Coil, because we haven't gotten the Rush Adapter, or should I say the Super Adapter. And I did not mean to do that. No, I did not mean to do that. I almost fell down a cliff. That would have been annoying. This is what I meant to do. And for the third letter, which is a U, all we need now is the S to spell out Rush. But again, we have to actually beat Jumpman in order to do that. Or at least get to the stage first. Alright, anyway, we're just going to climb up this ladder here. Like I said, we're nearing the home stretch. We just got a few more loose ends to tie up first. And I'm going to have to hold on to the Mega Buster for the time being before I switch over to the, what was it? Oh yeah. I was going to switch up to the Rush Coil and use the Rush Coil to get up to this area here, which actually needs Mega Man's support to get up here, because he can't reach it alone. And Proto Man appears. Yeah, this is actually the other secret. Proto Man will inform you that there are going to be other people with, or should I say, other objectives. That's what I meant to say. God damn it, why did I say other people? I'm sorry. I just lost my train of thought. But anyway, there are going to be other objectives in the game. One objective he gave Mega Man was the aforementioned, not too long ago, the burning of the forest. As you can see, though, the weapons are only good for using it for weather purposes, but even then, you don't really need that if they actually naturally do that. Sorry about that. I'm just, again, dozing off, and I'm not trying to. But we're going into Cloudman with barely little to no life. I may have to use an E-Tank before I actually fight him, because we are at the last part of his stage. Ooh, and I could definitely use the 1-up. Definitely. That gave me 8 of them, actually. And it's a good thing I used that E-Tank when I did, or else I might have been screwed. Alright. Let's just charge a little and destroy this guy, because these fans should look familiar to you. They're from Mega Man 2, and every time those fans are in a precarious area, they're either pulling you forward or blasting you back. And normally it would be over a cliff. But nonetheless, these robots are done, and now we're into Cloudman stage. Cloudman. Where to begin with him? Without the danger wrap, good luck. You're gonna need it. Because he constantly keeps himself invincible whenever he actually is about to strike. Which is constantly. But the danger wrap actually takes him out of it somewhat. He'll start firing faster and faster as he starts to die. I mean, yeah, I took too much damage for this being Cloudman after all. But nonetheless, we just need a few more shots from the danger wrap and we got this. And that's the last of them. Alright, the danger wrap has done its job. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we've got ourselves a brand new power. This time, that power is going to be Thunderbolt. Think of Thunderbolt as... how should I put this in the easy way? Thunderbolt is a concentrated shot that if it hits the wall or actually hits a certain terminal, it'll spread. Now, the Thunderbolt actually turns on terminals that are shut down, which is great for you to actually find some secrets. However, we're going to have to put the Thunderbolt to use next time, and that will happen in part 3. This is RVman985. See you guys next time as we not only take on Junkman, but also uncover some more secrets with the newly acquired Thunderbolt.